At Shipt, we're continuously evolving, of course, by the second. All apps are like that. With these considerations in mind, after Thursday, 9/18, customers will no longer be able to place Best Buy orders for delivery with Shipt. Any orders that have already been placed before this date will continue to be offered. Now, here's the thing. We understand that this may temporarily lead to reduced opportunities in your area, and you may notice fewer orders from this retailer as we go through this change. To maximize your schedule and potentially increase your earning opportunities, consider expanding your shopping zones. Wow, and becoming certified for additional services, like delivering alcohol. This is a Gigas update. So with Shipt, no more Best Buy right now. Now, I only completed a couple of Best Buys because they don't pay. They just don't pay. It's not worth the energy. You're not really sure what you're picking up. I remember I didn't know what I was picking up. I was lucky I got it in my car. I did get a good tip. I remember that. But that was it. It wasn't worth it for me. With Shipt, I like to shop. Now, here's another thing with Shipt. When I shop, more people are requesting me as a shopper for them. And I really, really like that a lot. And what I've learned is when those customers place an order, they send it to you. When you're chosen, you get the first bid, but it's a lower pay. But they want to see if you're willing to do it, get out there in the field. Now, it is a chance. You could wait another hour. I mean, I look at the app all the time. You know what? I'll be leaving in about 45 minutes. Maybe that order will go into the next hour and they will increase the pay. That's what I noticed with Shipt. There's pros and cons with people asking for you to be their personal shopper. It is, of course, to the app's benefit. However, here's another perk. If it's very local, which is great because I'm building up a client base in this local area, all those people that request me as a shopper, they're tippers. I've never been requested. Nobody's ever requested me and not tipped me. So when I receive that, I go, you know what? At least I know they're tippers. I would have to go back in time to see were they a $5 tip or a 10 or a 20. But the point is, every one of those people that requested me as a personal shopper, every one of them are tippers. That's a good thing. I have a delivery friend, Rob. He is someone that now we touch base every few days because I'm not delivering scheduled deliveries anymore. We used to talk a lot about that almost every day. However, he's still in the field. He's still completing scheduled deliveries. He shares his stories with me. He just shared one today, and he has a real good one for tomorrow. And he's been a part of 2 drivers delivering a lot of food. They split the order, but as of now, he's going to receive a $275 payout tomorrow. It's almost $2,000 worth of food and heavy food from Famous Dave's. And if you ever picked up food from Famous Dave's, you know that mac and cheese is heavy. Those mashed potatoes, their pulled pork beef, it's all heavy food. I wish them good luck. But the point of sharing this with you is we've been communicating because he was working DoorDash and he was annoyed at the fact that he wasted time and energy. He was in the field, in the store, and he couldn't purchase the main part of the meal. He was shopping for a meal for a customer through the DoorDash app, and the customer put down £1. Meanwhile, the rotisserie dinner was over 4 pounds, and he couldn't add the weight into the app, so he couldn't buy the product. It became a hassle. I'm sharing the story with you because I did reply to him. because we do communicate a couple of times a week. And I'm using a part of a text, a video text recording of my response. And instead of talking about it again, over again, I'm just going to share that part with you, so you know who I'm talking to when you watch the next part of this clip. Hey, Rob. I am up. I'm about to put on a face and pack it up and leave. I'll give it about an hour. Yeah, I noticed that with the apps now. I noticed that with Spark. I've learned how to, I don't want to say manipulate, but that's what I feel like I'm doing. I know how to work the app now, that at the end of the shop, when they let me review it one more time, and I could tap on edit, I can make another suggestion, I could change things. But I know what you mean about the weight now with Shipt. That's happened. Something similar, not the same thing, but something similar about entering the weight. You know what? With Shipt, when I'm shopping at food stores, I just noticed that. When I'm shopping at food stores, like Stop and Shop and Lidl, here, Merrick, I pay. Stop and Shop, I don't have to share, I don't have to swipe a tax exempt, but at Lidl's, I have to go on a line where they can swipe the tax exempt. We're learning how to use programs in the palm of our hand. They all work differently. So I know what you mean by that, because when I'm cashing out at Stop and Shop, I've just put in the weight because the app says, if it gives me a hard time, and I know I'm paying for it anyway at the counter, they're going to get charged the right price. There's got to be a window. It can't be to the penny. Imagine if it had to be to the penny every time. They would have to hire, thousands of customer service people to correct that. Us people in the field calling them up. We can't pay. But when I shop at Targets, 99% of the time, only a couple of times I had to pay. 99% of the time, it's prepaid. You got to learn each app. Now, this is a bit off topic of shopping and delivering catering food orders, but it's about gigging. Waymo and Lyft partner to bring self-driving cars to Nashville. Let me talk about this a little bit. When I first started gigging, I remember people saying, it was the topic. I've been following it a long time. And listening to other gig workers, other channels, like Rideshare Rodeo. I go through waves with him. He stays very on top of stuff. I like that man a lot. And I like the way he does his research and breaks it all down. I'm sure he's all over this. I have to catch up with him. Anyway, I remember people going, we'll never have to worry about that. Like, people are clueless how fast technology is rolling out. Now, I know they're being used, I believe, in California. Now, Nashville. I'm driving home today. I went out for 3.5 hours, very local around town. I was in Target Express in Freeport. I took a $7 quick pay, and they sent me 2 other ones that were worth my time, all Freeport drop-offs. So I paid just over $20. And I picked up one more product, and then another one came in, and I only had to pick up a few products, so I did it. Pretty good. I got lucky with that Target Express with Uber Eats on the offbeat days, I'm driving home now. I drop off the last order. And I said, did they just say what I think they said? They're going to that Waymo and Lyft combination in the airports near New York City. I'm not sure if they say Kennedy or LaGuardia, I forget. But the point is, they're approving white limousines of some kind with a driver in it. But the point is, they're pushing it out into the public. They're going to start using them. That's going to be a lot less jobs out there. There are so many. This is why you must plan ahead. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now with the AI and building my online business. I believe, and I've said it many times, at least for the next 5 years, us shop and delivery people, if you're a hustler, you're going to be busy. You know, you work the prime time hours, you're going to be busy. Our service is still needed. I mean, even the food delivery, like the scheduled deliveries. But taxi drivers, and that's what they were saying on I was listening to 1010 Wins. I was like, holy cow, and I heard it twice. So it was confirmed. And they're saying, well, that's going to wipe out. Like they were interviewing people. How do you feel about it? Some people were like, yeah, we want that. Absolutely. Then some people said, well, I might want it, but that's going to eliminate the need of Uber drivers. Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and taxi drivers. And that's exactly what they said on the radio, on the interview. So if you think, I was like, people, they don't understand. So that's about a decade. I've been doing this. Okay. I think I started in 2017. I believe I started with DoorDash. And, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say a definite 8 years. And now they're trying to implement the autonomous cars, the self-driving cars around the airport areas. They're probably going to, get you to the next location closer to public transportation or something. Think about that. Less need for drivers. Less jobs out there. Absolutely. Oh, and another thing I heard on the 1010 Wins, Amazon. They spoke about Amazon on how they want to increase pay and how they're going to lower the health insurance. And they were talking about going unionized. They were so against it years ago, and now they're starting to. We want to increase pay. We want to make it more affordable for health insurance. Well, why do you think that is? It's because they need less workers. Instead of having 20 workers, they're going to have 8 great workers working around robotics. That's exactly what's happening. Pay attention. When you hear it long enough, it sinks in. So until the next video clip, I thought this was a good update. I really haven't done anything different. I worked over the weekend. I completed 5 ships on a beautiful Saturday. And I'm hoping to do that again this weekend because it's really not that busy right now. Today was, really wasn't great, Wednesday. And I don't always want to go out during prime time. So I'm hoping that if I suck it up, it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. And when people hear that it's going to be one of the last beautiful weekends, they want to be out and about if they can to do it themselves. If you're going to earn any money, you got to work those prime times, those prime hours. And they're usually the hours that you don't want to work. But you got to do what you got to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, this was my gigging update. And I am going out there a little bit each day. That's just the way it is. Until the next one, have a good one. Bye for now.